Welcome, I'm Karen Kleinwort, and I am the co-creative director and founder of Therapy and Transition. I am glad that you're here with us today. You can find out more about Therapy and Transition on the internet at www.therapyandtransition.org. Today, our video blog, we are going to be discussing nightmares. Some of the things we're going to be covering today are what exactly is a nightmare and how is it created within our minds and subconscious minds. The second thing we're going to talk about is what can we do to help work through or better process the information that's coming through in these types of dreams during our sleep. And the third thing is we're going to talk about some alternate solutions, alternative healing methods that can support you in the process if it is reoccurring and somewhat bothersome for you and you feel you need support in that area. So nightmares. Let's talk about what it means to have a nightmare. Well, we know we've all had them. As children, we likely have had them more than we have as an adult. And part of that reason is as children, we are still learning. We're still processing things and figuring out the world and what it means to be in it and where's our place in the world. And that can be pretty scary. As adults, we process better. Our communication skills have improved. Not to say that we're all very versed in communication. We all can be improving our communication skills, but we have the tools necessary to be communicating and verbally processing and expressing what it means to have that nightmare and what it potentially could be having. So that wisdom that's come with age will help us through the process. So that's basically part of the reason we're having nightmares is as children moving through that and adults that are able to process and communicate what our fears and concerns are through life. Additionally, it means also when we do have a nightmare, we're processing on a pretty deep level. Subconsciously, we're trying to work through some emotions, fears. It can be distressful and it can be disconcerting. The nightmares can often have a relation that can be opening up some sort of concern of, does it exactly represent what you see in the nightmare? Does that person really, truly cause you that type of distress, or does that animal, or does that situation? So knowing that the nightmares are really a trigger for our subconscious mind during our sleeping, to trigger our conscious mind to say, hey, we need to address this. We need to process this. We need to address it. We need to talk about it. But the block that's there is very real. It needs to be addressed. So, what can we do? Well, as children, one of the things we can be doing is we can be encouraging them to talk about the idea of what does the nightmare mean to them? What is the imagery in it? What colors? What animals? What was happening? And sometimes having a child talk about something that's very scary can be difficult in itself. So how do we get them to open up and overcome the fear of actually talking about it? Well, one of the great ways is having them physically be busy. Keep their physical body busy. So that means get them out walking, get them playing, play kickball with them, get them at a park. So their physical body is processing and releasing the energetic blockages that might be starting to build up based on the situation. While their physical bodies are busy, that means their egos are busy. It means that their egos are focused on what they're doing at task. And so let's move forward with that. And when they're busy, we can be asking them questions to come forward for their subconscious to sneak in and say, hey, this is what's happening and this is what I'm scared of and this is what it means, and we can begin processing it and having that type of communication. If your child isn't one to, want to be physical, then get them to draw, get them to write, give them some pen and paper, and get an outlet happening for them. But it's all about communicating. And the same is true for adults. How do we process on a physical level? Well, we need to keep our bodies busy. We need to keep our egos busy, allowing our subconscious mind to come forward. And so, how can we help that? Well, if we don't have an outlet where we can't do it on our own, then we need to seek support. And we need to ask for help. And as adults, we have a hard time asking for help and raising our hands and saying, hey, Can you help me? But the other challenge is, where do we turn for help? We don't even know sometimes where we can receive the help to deal with nightmares without thinking we're blowing it out of proportion or we're over-exaggerating a situation. And for that, we really need to be honest with ourselves and say, hey, as children, we were encouraged to ask for help. At what point did it stop? We weren't allowed. So here we go. Ask for help. And what are some of the alternate solutions available to you for helping work through nightmares and processing this energetic blockage? Well, let's see. Past life regression, hypnosis, energy work Reiki comes to mind, and anything where there's an open play format can help, very much so. So past life regression takes you back to the moment in time where the nightmare originated. So whether it be a previous time in your current lifetime or a past lifetime, hypnosis can help overcome that subconscious language and set in new language skills for you to be able to process easier. Reiki, energy, just working with your energy fields and moving forward that way is also a great place to start. Let's see, I think we've covered pretty much everything and when it comes to nightmares. But remember, nightmares are truly an opportunity for learning on what is necessary for us to get in and delve into our own selves and look inward to what needs to be worked through and processed and nurtured and allow the light to shine into where the areas of darkness and fear reside. So go on, take a look, be open to your nightmare and embrace it, because that's the biggest part of learning and moving forward. So thank you for joining us today for our video blog on nightmares and what we can be doing to be moving forward through them and understanding them better and ourselves better. I am Karen Kleinwort, the co-creative director from Therapy and Transition. You can find out more about our company and what we do to support you and your growth and transformation by visiting us on the website, www.therapyandtransition.org. And we look forward to seeing you again soon. Until next time, embrace your inner wisdom.